Okay, guys, you can start asking Seshank questions. Seshank, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please go ahead. The rest of the people. Rohit, Parthasarathi, and Megha
No,
Sharma.
no, I'm not done. I'm just waiting. So please wait a minute.
Sorry, Rohit.
I didn't come. Just waiting till now.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
okay, hello, Mr. Seshank.
Hello.
Can you please explain about what your previous job is now at Naukri, right? What will you do at Naukri as a
I'm
business
sorry,
analyst?
your voice is like mumbling. I cannot hear you clearly.
Is it audible now?
Hello, go
Hello,
ahead.
hello.
Yeah.
Is it audible now? Hello.
Yeah. Now it is. This
Could you please explain your roles and responsibilities at your previous job, Naukri, as a business analyst? What will you do?
Sure. I started my career as a business analyst in Naukri, where I basically used to my actual roles and responsibilities fall under sales, but as a part time, through my interest, I have found my way through the stakeholders, stating that I also have these particular skills and I want to demonstrate them, and that is where I got a chance to express my roles and skills as a business analyst, and that is where I started my journey. Within that, like the proposal was to generate a CRM tool for our particular company, and the proposal was put in front of them, and all the value propositions were put in front of them, and that was the initiation of the CRM tool where my as a business analyst my journey has begun. So the proposal was to mitigate the problems such as the existing CRM tool, and the existing CRM tool was having problems like the amount of time it is taking to generate the leads was high, and the duplication was high as the CRM tool was defective. And even though if the salespeople are uploading the same lead multiple times, it would not defect, and it is showing the n number of leads that has been uploaded, but not the actual data that has been actually uploaded. And at the backend, where our stakeholders or the business owners were not able to see the clear data and were not taking informed decisions, and that is affecting the feedback to the sales team in order to improve more sales. So this was the problem. And within that, I have found a solution and I have presented in front of our stakeholders. And the solution was to create an in-house CRM where it will be having all the features. And apart from that, like as it is an in-house, we can develop it in a very low cost. And also once that is implemented, as we're solving problems such as uploading the leads and the defects that the leads are showing through uploading, and also the data from the backend for the stakeholders to take the decisions are solved. Since the time has been saved, the salespeople can invest their time in something more productive and get more sales or revenue to the company. And at the same time, stakeholders can see the clear visual pictures of the data and take informed decisions and pass on the feedback to the sales team in order to improve our sales. So this was our initial proposal, and that is where my journey has begun. Within that, once the proposal was accepted, the initial analysis done was the feasibility analysis about the project. As the first one was the uh, project timeline, where we have clearly discussed what needs to be implemented and what will be developed. And once that has been finalized, like the RSCI matrix was created for the tracking purpose of who the people are and what are their powers within this particular project and how can they influence them. So once that is done, like we have proceeded to document the business requirement documents and feasibility, functional requirement documents, where we have clearly note down what the larger business goals are, and within that how it would be aligning with the company's vision. And also the functional requirement document, where we have clearly listed down what all features are available in this particular tool and their appropriate priority scores after we have conducted the dollar session with the business team and also with the development team, gathering the complexity points, where a matrix was formed. And within that, the high business value with the low complexity points have been prioritized and bucketed into must have, should have, could have methodology, where we have arranged our requirements. And once the document is ready, we were in talks with how what methodology to follow. Within that, the main discussions was with the waterfall model and the agile model. And since our project is very small and it is very clear that we will be achieving all the deadlines within the anticipated time, and the budget is low, which is fixed at that time. So we have chosen waterfall to go forward with, and that is where we have gone forward with the waterfall model. And once the product has been initiated, in order to communicate with the business team and the technical team, I used UML diagrams and the prototypes using the MS Visual tool and Balsamic tool in order to represent the basic sketches of how our tool will be looking like. And the UML tool was used in order to say how our particular people will be interacting with the CRM tool. So in order to communicate that with the stakeholders, and the same diagram was also was communicated to the technical team, where they were understanding the technicalities and how the each and every process and interaction through the CRM will be taken place. And once that has been initiated, the tool was successfully launched, where at the end our sales team were uploading all the leads within a very least amount of time, and the duplication was easily found out, and there was no duplication at the end of the day. And once a week or once a month, our management was taking the charts and were taking informed decisions and passed on feedback within time, which improved our sales, which in turn increased our revenue. Hello.
Hello? Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
What
Go
is
ahead.
your audio is not audible.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, Rohit, I can hear you.
Is it-
Rohit, you can hear me.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Rohit. Yes, you're audible, Rohit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. How will you gather the requirements from your stakeholders? Some of them don't like to share. I mean, some stakeholders are not able to don't cooperate well, right? So how will you able to manage them, and how will you able to cooperate gather all the requirements?
Yeah, Rohit. I think that's a very common problem that we all have with all the organizations. And while gathering the requirements, not everybody is cooperative, and somebody are cooperative but dominant. That's not a real problem. I'll tell you a real case where I have handled this situation. While gathering the requirements, I do have a business head who was essential in nature. And if he isn't satisfied, the project could have scrapped off and we could not get forward with the CRM tool. Within that particular session, like I could not say no to that particular person, and I cannot even counter whatever he says. So I just took down all the requirements what he said. I have done my research through the data. I have done my secondary research and gathered all the data and formally presented in front of him that within your particular solution, this is the data, and this is what we can get in written, and this is what I'm proposing, and this is what the data is, and this is what we can get in real time. Once the data is within him, the decision was through his assessment, and once he assessed both the situations and both the solutions through the data and the rate of return that both the proposals will get, he was convinced that my particular solution was more interactive and more useful to the company, and that is how I have convinced these kind of stakeholders.
Okay. How will you manage the stakeholders if you get sometimes our project will get late? The
Mhm.
time and which will not able to be sufficient. How will you manage them? How will you able to manage the stakeholders?
Yeah, listen, like within these kind of solutions, I think some of the other time we'll all get this situation and like so first thing, like if the agreed upon time is very strict and the client is really hard on the deadline, I think the best thing is to communicate all the developments to the stakeholder at all the time. And if something is getting late and is very angry, I would say to justify all the project increase in time that saying that, so we are getting these requirements done, and in order to get more value within this particular requirement, as per the plan, there's a slight delay. And we are afraid that we're still not able to deliver this feature at this point of time. And it would be great if you'd give us some time, which will give our team to add more value so that we can deliver the product within a high quality. So once the justification is given to the stakeholder, and if he really cares about the project and he knows that the quality is always delivered, then he'll definitely say okay. If not, then that's definitely a project scope where if agreed upon the project, either the IT company has to pay some lump sum to the stakeholder or the vice versa. They're based upon the agreement.
Okay. What is RACI and what is RTM, and when will you use the RACI and when will you use the RTM, and what will it define?
Yeah. RESI is a stakeholder mapping matrix where we'll be having the application goes as responsible, accountable, consultant, and informed. So we'll basically map all the stakeholders within this matrix, and we'll see what each person is accounted for within this particular RESI abbreviation. And within that, we'll formulate strategies on how to manage each and every stakeholder. Whereas RTM, which goes by the name Requirement Traceability Matrix, a business analyst tracks all the functional requirements within this particular matrix and updates it every day. So in order to track each and every requirement status, where it is standing at this particular time at the end of the day, so it would be shared within the stakeholders.
Bro,
So it will
hello.
keep.
Hello. I'm not getting your voice.
Hello.
I didn't hear what you say. I'm not getting your voice. It's getting like from.
Oh, my voice is not audible.
No, it's
Hello.
once a network on your side. It's audible for me actually.
Okay. 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 Please repeat about the RACI matrix one more.
Yep. Now, are you able to hear me, Rohit?
Hello.
Go
Hello.
ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay now. It's okay now. It's okay.
Perfect. Perfect. So RSCI goes by the abbreviation responsibility, accountability, consultant, and informed. So this is a matrix formed for the stakeholders in order to map them, each and every stakeholder within this particular matrix. So we can see what all the stakeholders are responsible and accounted for, or else consultant and informed for, in order to manage them within the whole project. So this is basically mapping all the stakeholders within this particular matrix in order to take decisions based on the stakeholders' request. So this is RSC matrix. The other matrix is the RTM, where requirement traceability matrix. So it is a matrix where all the functional requirements are mapped down within their particular status. So where a business analyst would be updating this particular matrix every day, which will keep in the same. We also share this particular matrix with the shareholders at the end of the day, which will help them to track where the exact status of each and every requirement is, which will give a visual idea of where the particular requirements are. Rohit?
Hello? Um,
Yeah, Rohit. Are you there?
yeah.
Hmm.
And one more thing is, what's the difference between functional document and non-functional requirement documentations?
Yeah, a functional requirement document will be having all the set of features which are functional in nature, and our non-functional requirement are all qualitative in nature. Let me give you an example. Like a functional requirement could be as a user, I have to perform a search in order to achieve the search results. So that could be a functional requirement. For the same requirement, a non-functional requirement would be I have to perform the search within a minute. So that was which is qualitative in nature. So these kind of requirements can be grouped into the non-functional requirements.
Okay. That's it, ma'am. I'm done.
I'm sorry.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for your time, Rohit.
Any other questions, guys?
Rohit, hi. This is Parthe here. Could you please tell me about your role in, Alliant Group India Talent Private Limited?
Yes, Ade. Hi. This is Shashank, not Rohit.
Yeah. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
No, I asked you, could you tell me your role in Alliant Group India Talent Private Limited, and have you done any kind of, project in this?
Yes, I would walk you through. So my role as an with Alliant Group is as an associate product manager, where my roles and responsibilities would be falling as described. So within that, like there within coming to the project, there is a particular tool called Alliant One. It is a project management website where we will be able to track all the projects within those particular tool. So in order to give you a broad context of what was happening before Alliant One and what was done after Alliant One. So basically, our company is a startup where it is a US based company starting operations in India, and they have no idea like there's no structure with to track the data and the communication lines, where the Indian team were tracking all the data in Excel, and we are sharing the same sheet to the US team, wherein they are making changes and again communicating back to the Indian team. This was a to and fro where the Excel sheets were getting corrupted and the data has been erased, and there's a lot of concerns on the data itself. And the on the other way, like there was a huge communication gap in between India and US through this Excel itself. And within that, as our communications has been extended, the client deliveries are also extended, where the user experience of the client has been decreased, and also our sales. So in order to mitigate all these things, there is a proposal called Alliant One, where we have introduced to the particular stakeholders stating that this will be a gamification of project management tool. And within that, we'll track all the projects in a visual format, which will be having all the information starting from onboarding the client until the client delivery has been done. So all the phases will be tracked within this tool, where it will be transparent with US team and the India team and also with the client. So initially, this was the proposal proposed in line with the vision, where once it is proposed, it will be increasing the user experience within our within our particular company, since the deliveries are faster and smoother. And at the end of the day or at the end of the week, we will be getting a lot of people since we're making the faster deliveries, which are in turn increasing our sales. So this was our initial proposal within the quarter one. And slowly going forward, we have decided that once the feasibility analysis is done, the talks were with like which methodology to choose. So the initial proposals was with the waterfall model and also the agile model. And at the end of the day, we all aligned with the agile model since it was giving a usable product or a functional product at the end of each sprint, which was satisfying to our stakeholders. And all our stakeholders were young and they are satisfied only if the software is functional at the end of each sprint. So that is how they are satisfied and releasing the budget on bills. So we have decided on particular aligned one with agile methodology, and we have formulated all the features where we have gathered a brainstorming session since nobody knows what the tool will be looking like and there was no particular answer to what to build. So there was a formal brainstorming session conducted and all the ideas have been written down, and once that is done, I have sat down and ranked each and every proposal given by our people and presented in front of the stakeholders. And once the idea has been presented in front of them, there was a voting taken for each feature. And once each and every people have voted, I would be asking a reason why. So they will be giving their particular views on that particular feature and how it would be helping a particular solution. And once they have given their justification, all the things have been noted down and have been distributed through the stakeholders team and also to the developers team. And our developers team was in US. And once the virtual call has been conducted with those particular people, all the complexity points have been collected, and within the stakeholders, the business value has been collected. And once the both the values are with me, there's a matrix formed within the business value and the complexity points, as usually like with the business value which is having high points and the low complexity points have been categorized into the topmost category, and the vice versa, the lowest business value with high complexity points have been prioritized later and have been grouped into must have, should have, could have framework. And there we have the product backlog. And once that is done, this has been sent to the formal review within our stakeholders team. And we have formulated, we have broken it down into sprints. And the whole timeline was 1 year. And still, the vision was not yet fixed as it will be changing according to the time. And this was at the time where ChatGPT was not at all introduced. Even before that, this product was formed. And I think within Q3, ChatGPT was in market, and within Q4, there was a change in our vision too, stating the particular tool can be integrated within a particular solution, which could summarize all the steps that has been taken by the Indian team, and which will help stakeholders to save a lot of time, and also the client to track all the status using AI. So this particular feature was also introduced, and our vision was slightly changed at this particular point of time. And once all things are in line, the tool was launched, which was successful at the end, which was proposing like all the data was tracked in the particular software within this web application. And since the transparency was held with the Indian team and the US team and also with the client, they can always log into a particular tool and see where the status is, and also all the communications were tracked within this particular tool. And at the end of the day, the deliveries were directly sent to the client, which was solving all the previous problems, which in return generated a lot of sales to a company. And this is how Aligned One was very useful to our company.
Okay. Now, since you have done the agile project, could you explain me product vision and how you went on? I mean, how did you implement or how was this product vision done in your project?
Yeah. Basically, coming to our company's vision is basically to deliver quality all the time, no matter how hard it is, how easy it is. And at the same time, we will not over invest in our resources. and that over investment should not be done. That was our company's vision. And coming to the Alliant One vision, it was to mitigate all the data redundancy and increase the communication line and also the user experience at the end. So, which was all communicating to the value called quality, which was in line with our company's vision. So this was our particular outline. And basically, as it is an agile methodology, the vision was not just fixed over there. It can be modified. As I said earlier, within Q3, there was an introduction of ChatGPT, and within Q4, we were able to propose an idea about the ChatGPT integration within our particular solution, which was summarizing all the steps that the Indian team and the US team are taking, which should be helping our stakeholders not only just to go through each and every step, but a brief summary is given at any point of time at their disposal. So, which was again increasing our quality even more. So, this is how each and every change has been tracked and has been rooted to quality, which was our company's vision.
No, my question is, what is the process of product vision in your, agile methodology that you have carried on?
Yeah, sorry. The basic question is with the quality itself. Within quality, all these features has been formulated. If our company's vision is not quality, then the tagging is not that perfect.
Uh, okay. So since you have also done the waterfall model, are you aware
Mhm.
between the difference uh, of HDD and solution document?
I basically don't know about the HTD, but I definitely know about the solution document, where within the solution document itself, we'll be having the functional requirements and non-functional requirement documents formulated, and both in combination is called the solution document.
Okay. HDD is more so with the technical, description of the, uh, project,
Mhm.
whereas solution document is more so like an FAQ. Sometimes what happens, and the client may be rigid, you know, they don't want to see all the technicalities and understand all this, or go deep into it. Rather,
Mhm.
the stakeholders would like to know about their own requirements and what is being done on that requirement. So the solution document is just like an FAQ where there are questions for each functionalities and it is being answered.
Mhm. And anything from your side, Parathi? Any more questions?
No, thank you, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, okay, Sasha, fine. So how did you feel regarding this?
Great, ma'am. Amazing.
Yeah, okay. So let me just display the cover letter of another participant. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, Parthasarthi, is it good to go? Can you go with your cover letter?
Mine, ma'am,
Yes, Parthasarthi.
but it is an old one, ma'am.
It is a no, not an issue. We look into it. Okay. So whatever the profile you have given, that you only have kept in your cover letter, right? Okay.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Let me just share that. Okay, just give me a second.
Ma'am, just one question.
Yeah, please, Sasha.
Could we also have a feedback session at the end of this session so that we know our strengths and weakness?
Yeah, sure. So
Sure.
we'll just discuss, okay?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
can we get this recording
Yes, yes, you
of the
will be
session?
getting this recording. Yes, you'll be getting this. This will be posted in the YouTube channel of COE video. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, fine. Just a second. First, can you see the cover letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am, we are able to.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Just a sec. Please tell me when you want to go to the next page. Okay. Okay, so can you start? Yeah, Parthasarathi, are you ready?
Yes, and
What? Okay, guys. Okay, guys, you can start asking me questions. You can go ahead.
Ma'am, can I ask?
Yes, yes, you can go ahead, Sisha. Do you want me to put display the first page, or do you want me to move to the next page?
Could you please go to the first page?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Sardi.
Hi, Shashank.
Like, could you please walk me through what kind of process improvement that you have done in BFSI sector?
Okay. Process improvement is more so with the uh, team I was with in reimbursements, where it's a payment process where swift payments used to happen. So to give a background of that, uh, like it's international trade swift payments, wherein there are international traders, that is buyers and sellers, who do business with each other, and most of the time it happens through LC based payments. I was in the reimbursements team, which you know uh, involved authority from the issuing bank, that is the buyer's bank, you know, to make the payment to the seller when the claim comes in. So this is my role in the team. I mean, as a manager, I was process manager. Along with that, mm, this project of enhancement of the Swift system came in, where we enhanced the project by bulk authorization. So earlier it used to happen, each there is a maker checker process, so each maker will pick up one transaction, then process the transaction, and move it to the checkers queue. Similarly, the checker would pick up the transaction, check all the details, and then authorize the payment. So what we found out that while processing, I mean, my stint in this team, we found out that there are some of the buyers who had almost all the charges, all documentation, rest all details of payment were same, except for a few changes which we can easily, auto populate, or we can change manually at the maker level and then move it to the checker level by picking up bulk transactions. That means if a buyer, if a seller has put in, say, 20 transactions, we can pick up 10 transactions in two lot, process all these transactions together, and we'll send it to the checkers queue you know for checking. So similarly, the checker would pick up the transactions and clear the queue easily. So this will save time. So this process of reduction of time, you know helped the team a lot. We earlier used to have 11 hours of working, but when we implemented, after the implementation of of this process, the working hours got reduced to almost 9 hours. That that in itself is not the reason why it got reduced. Along with that, there were a few measures I had taken to further reduce it. The actual reduction was for 1 hour. The next 1 hour that got reduced was, manual intervention, where we used to have mock, sessions of question and answers, so that everybody is at par with the knowledge for the processing. Nobody is lacking behind, nobody, so that nobody is, coming on to asking the checkers, what should I do, how should I make the payment. So all this happened a lot through question answer sessions that were, quite very good experience for the team. So this is how we, introduced of bulk making and bulk checking, where picked up transactions of 10 transactions of the same buyer, and then went on processing easily. That the only thing that made a little more difficult was that picking of the transactions, the time it used to take the picking for the picking of the transactions. But uh, overally it reduced the time, because if one transaction was picked, the maker would, process the transaction, then move it to the checker queue, then the whole queue would load, and after that the maker will be able to pick another transaction. However, in this scenario, you select 10 transactions, pick them up, process them, and then the whole queue would load. But in the in one instance itself, you are processing 10 transactions. This is how we reduced the making, I mean, time taken to process. Same is the case with, you know, checking. So
Great,
herein,
Sarthi.
uh, so
So,
herein we introduced the agile methodology because it demanded, the process demanded, you know, uh, results in short term durations, I mean iterations, where we have to give, along with the UAT we have to do actual transactions. Then we have to add small, incremental product value to the processing, and we cannot stop the transactions, in mid because of any problems. So that is how we uh, you know uh, went on and discussed this with the management, with the clients. They all agreed upon for the agile methodology, and that is how we picked it up. In this, my role was that of a project coordinator, where I was the go-to guy to for all the meetings. I used to arrange all the meetings. I used to take down all the minutes of the meetings, and then I, you know, used to discuss everything with the product owner. Along with that, we prepared the feature list, that is the product backlog list. Then we used to, you know, groom those lists, that is, refine the product backlog list as and when it was required. Then we had different sessions like sprint planning sessions, where we understood what the scrum team is going to pick up the transaction, I mean what user stories they are going to pick up for delivery in the sprints and all. So I was involved in all these aspects.
great, Sarthi. So, as you earlier mentioned, like you were grouping 10 transactions to check the authenticity. May I know, like, what is the average transactions per customer within your industry?
Yeah, so it was this improvement was for specific transactions. It was not for those customer who used to give one or two transactions, but few customers used to give 70, 80 transactions together in a day. So, and in a day, we used to process around 1200 to 1400 transactions. So my team was very big. It consisted of 37 people, out of which, 10 assistant managers were under me, who were the checkers, and rest 17 were 27 people were, makers. That involved, there were three queues which we used to monitor regularly. We have to monitor regularly. One is issuance, that is the authority that comes in from the issuing bank. Then there is amendment, any kind of amendment to that authority, and this amendment also included any kind of amendment to the claim that is produced by the claiming bank. So we have to monitor all the three queues, and finally the payment queue. So if we take into consideration the transaction in all the queues, it would be around 1200 to 1400 transactions daily basis.
Cool, Sarthi.
Okay, guys, any other questions you want to ask Sarthi? Sarthi, Mika and Rohit?
Ma'am, I do have one more question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Shish.
Sarthi, you have mentioned that you were handling a big team and there were 10 assistant managers. So, could you please give me a situation where all the 10 managers were not aligned with your particular solution and were arguing in between them? And within this particular time, how did you resolve those particular solution?
Yeah, in this pressure kind of situation where we used to process with all the time bound transactions, sometimes it used to happen that people are not aligned with you in everything because they do not see the end result of it initially. However, when we used to explain them, or first of all, I used to take them one on one, try to understand what is the reason why they are not able to, you know, see what I am trying to explain, or what, then understand the root cause of it. Uh, by mostly it used to be the tabular method of root cause analysis, where we used to sit with the processing strategies. I mean, processing activities that we used to do in a day-to-day basis. Then I used to ask them, where do you find the problem? Where are we deviating e- from the activity? So they might say that yes, this is where we are going wrong. Or what happens if there are a lot of issues where we have a lot of rejections in the transaction. So see, the processing queue would be dynamic if there would be any. I would to use to explain the processing queue. Suppose out of the 10 transactions, that has been picked up and processed by the maker, the checker finds two transactions incorrect payments, or payments in the sense charges are taken wrong. What he used to do, he would clear out the 8 transactions, then reject the 2 transactions and move it to the maker's queue. That doesn't mean that the same maker will get the transaction. It will, this making queue will be loaded with the transactions. Somebody else can easily pick it up, understand where it was wrong, then process it easily, and send it back to the checker's queue. Similarly, checker, but this time around, it would be going to the checkers queue who has initially picked up the transaction, because at that point of time, if the checker knows where it has gone wrong, it will save time, because he has already seen the transactions, he had already checked for rest all details. The only thing where he found different was for charges, and then he would pick up the transaction and process it. So people never initially did not understand this methodology, where they thought that we have to go through every transaction as a checker. We have to go through every transaction again and again. I mean, suppose A has picked up the 2 transactions for checking, and he has rejected it, then we will be able to then we will have to pick it up again, go through the whole transaction. How will it save time? So after explaining the details to them, they understood it clearly, and they were at par with me.
Cool, Sardi. Within this particular situation, let's say you presenting the root cause analysis and found out that your analysis was wrong and their analysis was right, and they're your subordinates. What is your response within this particular situation?
So I then go back, uh, directly I would not say yes, because I have to understand what they are trying to explain, because it's not that you do it at the same point of time. So I could go back, understand what they are trying to explain, and as a manager, process manager also, I have to see uh, what is correct for the process. They might be correct, but it is not relevant to the process. Then uh, I have to understand both the aspect, my side as well as their side. And if it is, I find out that uh, the what they are saying as a assistant manager, they are also subject matter experts. They also have this knowledge of the process, and if they are able to provide a better solution, then I would support them.
Great, Sarathi. I'm done, ma'am.
Session. Thank you. So, any other questions from any of your participants? Rohit and Megha to Sahari?
No,
You
ma'am,
can ask.
I'm clear.
Yeah, Rohit, please continue.
No, ma'am, I'm clear. Whatever will have.
Megha, do you want to ask any questions to Sahari?
No, ma'am.
Megha, are you there?
I'm there.
Yeah.
Uh,
You,
yeah.
yeah, continue.
So, BFSI, you have mentioned. So, are you from a pure banking background or in an insurance background sector?
I am from the international trade, corporate banking.
Okay, so
Yes,
you were handling trade and finance, right?
yes, trade finance. Yes.
Okay. So, just help us to know, like, how do you prepare a client for a UAT? Like, suppose in a corporate, it is very difficult to coordinate with the clients, right? So, how do you prepare the client for UAT, and what is the success of the UAT?
Okay.
Can you
So
just
what
share
happens?
any incident or how in all the projects, and if since you are having a long experience of 10 years, how it you made a UAT successful? Can you just explain?
Yes, yes, sure. So what happens, I'll tell you the relationship. So TCS is the technology partner of clients like banks like Citibank and Westpac Bank. And TCS in itself is the processing unit, that is operations team for both these banks. I mean, these are examples. There are other banks too, but these are one big banks. So I'm taking the name of this. So we are the processing units only, and since we are doing the transactions, most of the time the UAT was done by us itself. That is, the process how it is. We used to work from Monday to Friday, and if there are any kind of upgradation in the system, mm, any updation that has to be done, and they would keep it on Saturday for UAT, and we would nominate one or two members who would go in for UAT checking. They will do it. They would process dummy transactions for $1 around, and then they would check. They would take screenshots of every screen they would process, both from the make current as well as the check current, and then they would submit. If all goes well, they would submit the details through mail to the uh, you know BA team, rather technical team. So if there is any failure, they would take the screenshot of the error that comes in. Then they will you send it across to the technical team who will work upon it. If the technical team understands that it is a small error or something, they will immediately work upon it, and then after 1 or 2 hours, they'll come back asking to reprocess the transaction and check if everything is going well or not. In case everything is going well, then all the teams that have come in the international trade to check for the UAT, they will some sent in their transactions details, screenshot of those, and then they will send out a mail stating that the UAT was successful. Once that is done, they will close the UAT. In case they find out that the error is still persisting and it will take more time, then they'll have to go back on the table, then prepare it. I mean, the technical team will work on it and then come back again. So what happens if the time is taking too long? They will declare the UAT unsuccessful, and then in the next, Monday meeting, we used to have the UAT Monday meetings. So there they would discuss that this aspect or this functionality was not working properly, and that's why we would be conducting another UAT to work to give the correct result or the successful result. So this is how UAT was conducted in the TCS.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So, Parthasarathy, I know that you have told that this is your old cover letter, right? So,
Yes,
yeah, the thing is, cover letter should be within a
quite
single
long.
page.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, okay. So please continue, not only just to everyone. So don't, who is not having idea how to prepare cover letter, you need to put it in just single page. Okay? Yeah. Next. Okay, fine. Yeah. Any other questions from your end? So Rohit, are you there? Rohit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna display your cover letter, okay? Rohit,
Ma'am, one question from my end.
yes.
Um, do you want me to present a new cover letter to you?
Oh, no need. Just prepare it on your end, okay? So I'm
Okay, ma'am.
just letting you know the cover letter format should be not extend to more than one page. Okay?
Great. Thanks, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Rohit, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna display your cover letter. Just a second. Can you all see the cover letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So look into it, then you can start asking questions to Rohit. Okay, guys? Guys, if you're ready, can start asking questions to Rohit.
Hi, Rohit. Hello.
Rohit, are you there?
Hello.
Rohit, hi, this is Partha.
Hello, Parthsarthi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see that you have worked in tour management system and store management system projects, right?
Yeah.
So could you tell me how different both are uh, from each other? What
I didn't get you.
difference did you find in tour management system that is different from retail store management system?
Okay. I show you that. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. The tour management system I worked on waterfall management. So on this, I find like in the urban system, we gather all information about the customers and the trips what they like, and we will suggest the best trips for the customers. And in this tour management system, we we offer the best tours and to some if you see the customers, so whenever they go to some places, they can't able to cover the every best place within the time. So in this, we will able to provide the best best locations and which it's actually it's application. So in the this we can able to provide the location for them, and we can able to provide the uh, like hotel reservations for, to book, and we can also able to provide the customer service to know the problems, everything. In coming to retail store management, it's all about the uh, co- uh, com- uh, uh, goods to know what when they're finishing the goods, they can able to reorder the goods, and they can able to know how much store they have there in the store, and how much quantity they have in the store, and also they can able to understand uh, also able to understand about how much time it will be taken to complete the goods, and what customers like to order, and about the price. All this will be comes to the tour retail store management. Hello.
So basically, uh, management system will involve more so people, and retail management retail store management system will be involving products. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have worked here as in this retail store management system in agile methodology. Agile approach.
Yes.
So can you explain me what is Jira?
About
What is Jira? Hello, Rohit.
Are you there?
Rohit, are you there?
hello.
Rohit, yeah, Rohit. Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible
No,
now.
right now you are audible.
Okay. Actually, Jira is a project management tool. It will able to identify to manage the plans and all, track and release the phase to ensure there is no if there any box, it will be able to inform.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you completely.
Yeah, Rohit, could you please check into network on your side because your voice is being break in between.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Rohit.
Please once repeat the question asked by Partha. Tell us about the Jira again.
Ma'am, am I audible right now?
Yes, now
Right
you are
now you
audible.
are.
Okay, okay. The Jira is actually a project management tool. It will be able to track the issues in issues in the application, and it was also able to track team planning and tracking all this. It is actually software support type. Hello.
Okay. So in the agile approach, who
Mhm.
decides which which backlog items have to be taken in the sprint?
In Agile, who decides? I didn't get the questions. Sorry.
See, my question is, suppose there is a sprint that is to be
Yeah.
performed. Okay.
Okay.
So who decides which backlog items are to be taken into that sprint? So did you get my question?
No, actually, I
You
didn't get
asked.
that.
So I'm asking, see, there is a sprint that is going to happen. Okay. In the agile approach, Scrum framework, there is a sprint that is going to happen. So you have to move some of the product backlog items to the sprint backlog, correct?
Yes.
So who decides that these are say 5 items? These 5 product backlogs will be moved to the sprint backlog. These are the items that has to be moved to the sprint backlog. Who decides that?
It's decided by the project manager.
Project manager. No,
Sorry. I mean, development team. I think
sorry.
development team. Actually, they will
Yes,
decide.
the development team will decide who.
Development team will decide what is
Yes,
priorities, and when it's completed,
correct. In an project, what is the time frame that is provided to BAs for requirement gathering and analysis and all?
what is the
Time frame that is provided to BAs in a project. Suppose the project is for 1 year. What is the time frame that is provided to a BA to work on that project?
it's actually hello.
Yeah, tell me.
But the time frame will be depends upon the project. Actually, it's maybe it's 2 3 6 months. I think if it's 1 year for 3 to 6 months, we will below. We will just to ensure there is to gather the requirements, all to finish all the documentation process
So
will be there.
basically, as in a thumbs rule, it is 15% of the project time that will be, provided to the BA for
Yeah.
requirement gathering and analysis. Okay, thank you, Rohit.
Thank you.
Questions from any of the participants to it? So shall for me. Yes, can you
Can you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Yes,
Ah,
yes,
yeah.
Rohit,
Megha,
can you
continue.
hear me?
Yes, I am.
Rohit, can you explain me the role of a business analyst in the agile methodology? Rohit, are you there?
Hello. I'm telling. Are you? Am I here?
Yeah, I can hear you. Should I repeat my question?
No. Hello. Hello. Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah, you are audible to us. Can
Okay.
I repeat my question?
No, I'm saying the answer. Can you? Are you able to listen?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. That Could you please repeat the question one more? Just short.
Can you explain the role of a business analyst in the agile methodology?
In agile methodology, the business analyst will be able to finding the gaps between the projects and identifying prepare them and the documentations are devoted clicks and prepare the sprint ceremonies like this and to uh, to prepare the use case stories and uh, that's like that.
Can you elaborate, Rohit? Because as you have mentioned that the business analyst will prepare the documentation, but over here I'm talking about agile methodology and not waterfall. So agile methodology doesn't involve much of the document. So can you just elaborate the role of a business analyst?
Uh, yeah. In in agile methodology, the role of business analyst uh, to lead the development team and to gather the requirements and to prepare the sprint backlogs, to prepare the uh, sprint backlogs and to do burn up and burn on charts, all this.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Rohit.
Small correction. Okay, Rohit. See,
Yes, ma'am.
here in agile methodology, the BA will be there. But the thing is, he would mainly focus on conducting all types of analysis or regarding documentation until the requirement gathered. The BA role would be involved mostly. The rest of the meetings, the product backlog management, it is mostly taken care by the Scrum team. Okay, of course, BA would be there. So BA would be involved
But
until
on the
this gathering of requirements mostly. Okay.
yeah, okay,
Yeah, his role is not that much emphasized in the agile.
okay,
Okay. Yeah.
thanks, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I add something?
Yes, Mega, you can.
Yeah, ma'am, as a business analyst in the agile methodology, he also helps to prepare a feature list. And
Yes, correct.
this feature list will help is broken down further into user stories, which help the agile methodology to move ahead in a very smooth and iterative manner. So
Yes,
this is one important task of a business analyst, ma'am.
yes, correct. Okay. Okay, Rohit, got the point?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Mega, so can I display your cover letter?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, just give me a second. Yeah, guys, can you see the cover letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can look into it and start asking questions to me. Let's can start asking questions to her. So, Megha,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so could you please tell me what is your role as a BA into this customer relationship management solution?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Ma'am, so I have been working in the banking domain for almost 13.5 years. So I got a chance to work in the customer relationship management solution. And basically, ma'am, the bank was facing issues regarding the tracking of all leads and the interactions of the customers. So earlier, the bank was using a manual methodology to record all the interactions that the bank employees as well as the bank was doing with the customers. So they were using either Excel sheets or they were using other manual methods to update all the complaints as well as to register all the complaints related to the compliance. So they were not having a proper tracking system. So CRM was introduced, a customer relationship management system. I got a chance to work in it as a subject matter expert because I have a experience of almost 9 years in the banking domain. So over here, ma'am, we were basically using the agile methodology for the customer relationship management system. And the basically, ma'am, we were able to put all the customer interactions that the customers were having with the bank employees. So earlier, like they were not able to record all the interactions properly, and they were not having any tracking mechanism of what the customer had interacted with the bank earlier. So what was happening is that suppose if they are having any queries, the bank, if the customer was having any query, he was putting it in the website or he was putting it in reaching the branch, reaching out to the branch staff. So everything was recorded manually, and even on the websites, they did not have a tracking mechanism so that they could get downloaded to the bank again. So all the competitive banks were using this opportunity. They were like moving. Taking down all the leads of such customers who were they were not approachable. Basically, the customer, there was a gap between the customer and the bank as well as the bank employees. So the customer relationship management system helped them to track all the record all the interactions that they were having. They were able to track all the leads as well as the complaints that they were able to register from register, like they were having some complaints related to the service related issues, or they were having some or if there were any complaints that were directly coming from RBI or from the banking ombudsman. So they were a proper TAT was a turnaround time was maintained for all such things. So as a business analyst, ma'am, I was able to do a proper requirement gathering from all the internal as well as the external stakeholders. Over here, ma'am, I got a chance to work with the entire banking team. Like the audit team was there, the upper management team was also there, and we also took we used the questionnaire was a very important elicitation technique, ma'am, that was used by us to take a feedback from all the bank employees, which was very important. Like whenever we were in the agile methodology, ma'am, whenever we were producing a software within 2 to 4 weeks time, we were taking a feedback on it, like how the software is working, like whether it is feasible for the bank employees or not. And also we also tried to conduct a few training sessions in between to check whether the properly the system is getting they are getting a user friendly software or not. So this is how we moved ahead with the software solution. And also, ma'am, we always took a help from the upper management system was involved with us thoroughly, because over here, ma'am, there were a lot of departments of the bank with which we had to collaborate so that there is all the departments are aligned with the software solution. Like there was also a lot of compliance involved in this since it was a banking domain IT solution. So we took all the compliance managers as well as into the project, and this is how we proceeded in the customer relationship management solution system, ma'am.
Any other questions from your end, guys? Can ask them.
Yes. Hi. This
Hi.
is Partha.
Yeah,
So, yeah, just wanted to know that
yeah.
how did you manage in case of any, issues that came up between departments with regards to the customer relationship, you
Yeah.
know, portal or solution that you guys provided?
Yeah. So there was always see whenever we try to create any solution, there is always a conflict that arises between various departments that are involved into it. When we were designing the customer relationship management system, there was a issue whenever the user was trying to log in, and suppose if he had forgotten a password, so what was happening is again he had to log in into the internal banking system, and he used to take an approval from the reporting manager, and then he used to create a fresh password. So this was creating a lot of problem, and all the stakeholders were not agreeing with the same. Like some stakeholders said that it is a very long process, and some stakeholders were saying that it is a very important process because reporting managers had to get involved in if any user wanted to create a fresh password. So there was a conflict that had arisen, but we always took forward the positive stakeholders. We considered the positive stakeholders first. The positive stakeholders helped us to help the negative stakeholders to come to an agreement. So then we decided that the password that we were generating for the customers will go to the bank employees registered mail id, that is the registered mail id, the official mail id, and from there they will through the link they will be able to create a fresh password. So over here most of the time the reporting managers were not available to approve the requests of the users. So this is how we handle the conflict management. Through the conflict management only tool, we were able to handle the queries of the stakeholders, and we were able to manage the conflict. So we took moreover also we tried to collaborate with the other departments as well to come down to one decision, that the stakeholders were of the two stakeholders who were differentiating between the basic change requirements. So this is how it was managed.
Okay. So, so in this customer relationship management solution, were
Yes.
direct clients involved?
No.
Like
See,
as you said that if there were any queries or if there were any leads or any complaints, so from where these complaints used to
yes,
come?
yes. See, the clients were directly involved in the customer relationship management. Suppose, as a layman, as a customer, if I visit a bank, I wouldn't. I suppose if I have not received my checkbook for almost 7 to 8 days. So now I want to register a complaint with the bank. So the client will come down to the bank, and earlier what the method was being used is that they used to have a complaint register book, and they used to just put a complaint of the customer, and they used to issue complaint number, or in the banking terms it was called a docket number. So over here, like suppose after 4 to 5 days again you are visiting the bank, but the bank has not has forgotten, or it has not checked the manual registers, and your complaint gets uncalled. So over here now what was happening is when the CRM system was introduced, the customer was registering a complaint with the bank. He used to walk down to the bank and used to come and register. So now we were not using the users were not using, the bank staff was not using the manual registers. He was just sitting down in the CRM system, and he was registering the customer complaint. So when the customer complaint was registered for not receiving a checkbook for 7 days, there was a docket number and the complaint number that was issued to the customer. So along with that, there was a TAT, the turnaround time, that was mentioned for for the complaint, which was say 3 days. So within the 3 days, the bank staff has to solve the problem of the customer. So this is how the customer and the bank relationship gap was like it was reduced, and also it helped in increasing the customer satisfaction, and also it added a lot of revenue to the bank. Like suppose if the customer was not satisfied with any product, he used to like there was so much gap in the communication system with the customer and the users of the or the bank staff, that they used to visit some other competitive bank where they were getting better services and where the complaints were solved at a very faster space. So this is how the revenues also increased for the bank, as well as the interaction that was there. Interaction between the consumers and the bank staff and the bank was taken. The gap was removed. So this is how the consumers were also involved in the CRM system.
Okay. So one simple question. Suppose I'm as a layman, I have put up a complaint and the TAT was given to me, and
Yes.
the reply that I received from the bank
Yes.
was not up to the mark. So what is the next step that I could do?
Now, suppose if you had you are not satisfied with the complaint, we have received, the bank has solved the complaint within the CRM system, and it has also sent a response to the consumer. But if the consumer is not satisfied, he can put a GRC complaint, which is he can put a nodal complaint. So these complaints are all related to the our suppose he can put an RBI complaint or to the MD. He can escalate to the higher levels. So whenever he will go on the bank website, he will get a chance for to whether it is he is putting a complaint to the MD, or he can put a complaint to the nodal officer, or he can put it to the banking ombudsman. So when registers a complaint in the website, in the CRM system, the complaint will flow as per the complaint registered by the consumer to the higher authorities. Suppose if he has put a complaint to the managing director, it will reflect that the complaint has gone to the managing director, and the solution of the complaint will be given by only by the higher authorities of the bank, and it should be solved within the turnaround time would be 1 day only. So this is how the complaint can be managed.
Okay. And can you explain me about zero-day calling portal?
Yes. Zero-day calling portal was basically a portal that we had involved we had evolved, and it was a portal that we used the waterfall methodology to process this IT solution. So zero-day calling is basically, suppose if any consumer is opening a bank account with the customer. Okay, on day one he has opened an account, but after a few days we forget that customer, the bank staff forgetting that customer, and he's not approaching that customer again. He's not the customer is also haywire. He can go to some other bank if he's not getting a proper service. So this issue had involved that within 1 day's time, if a new consumer has been added to the bank, where there was no tracking system of that new customer. So a zero-day calling portal was used, wherein suppose if the customer had opened an account on day one, on day 7, the entire data had flowed in the zero-day calling portal. So in the zero-day calling portal, basically all the customer details were included, where had flowed, like the name of the customer, the account number, all the details, and also when the bank staff has to call all these customers on day one. There was again a turnaround time that was given, that there are suppose 6 customers who were added within a period of 7 days. He or she has to call up all those customers and ask them about the banking needs. So this IT solution really helped them to add those customers in the bank, which were who were like, suppose if they had opened an account within 1 or 2 days, and then they are not having any relationship with the bank, they are not assigned any relationship officers with the bank. So now they are, all these customers, they were tracked. Like suppose if they had any loan requirements, or if they want to open any family bank accounts, so all these customers were tracked in the said zero-day calling IT solution.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions from your end, guys? Guys, any other questions you want to ask? Yeah, Megha, please tell me how did you use Jira as a project management?
Pardon me, ma'am?
How did you use Jira as a project
Yes.
management tool?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Jira is a very important support system that helps us to move ahead in the agile methodology. And ma'am, through Jira, we were able to track our roadmaps in the for the IT solution that was proposed, the roadmaps, the user stories that we were able to put, and we were able to also track our product backlog and the sprint backlog. So in basically in Jira, ma'am, what we do is we put all the user stories in the backlog. All the user stories are available put in the product backlog, and through the product backlog, ma'am, they are further put into they are prioritized and put into the sprint backlog. So through the sprint backlog, the entire user stories, the 7 or 8 user stories, whichever are selected, they are given priority by the developers, and these user stories are developed first based on the BV and the CV value on the CV value. So they also carry an acceptance criteria which explains the entire details about the user story, the mandatory information that the user story should have. So based on that, ma'am, the sprint backlog is created, and through the sprint backlog, they are able, all the developers are able to update all the user story. They're able to develop in a time boxed. It is a time boxed event of 2 to 4 weeks. So from there, ma'am, we also the DoD checklist is checked by all the developers that all and further the sprint backlog is cleared. So this is how the Jira was used, and also we were able to download all the reports of product backlog as well as the sprint backlog to check the timelines of the project, that the entire journey of the iteration process that we were putting in the Jira should not go beyond the project scope and the timelines. So this the Jira helped in the agile methodology.
So, Megha, as discussed, please try to put your cover letter within 1 page, okay?
Okay, fine, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, I will put it, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, guys, thank you, for your participation in this particular panel mock interview session. So, may I know how do you all felt regarding this?
The overall session was great, ma'am. Like a lot of learnings and a lot of views and different scenario and situation questions that we could encounter in interview. And it's overall an amazing session.
Thank you so much, Sishan. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you everyone for joining today, and thank you for your contribution and your participation in this particular session. I hope this panel mock interview helped you regarding your how your real-time situation would be going forward in interviews and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it helped me a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay,
Thank you.
guys. Yeah, fine.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.